Welcome back to Apex Sci-Fi. There are places in the galaxy where crime does not look like crime. It does not hide in the shadows of a slum or the cargo hold of a smuggler's ship. On the planet Aurum, a world bathed in eternal daylight, crime wears silk and drinks from crystal goblets. Aurum is the home of the silent auction, the most exclusive black market in the core worlds. Here, the ultra-rich buy things that are forbidden by galactic law: extinct isotopes, stolen planetary cores, and forgotten technologies. Silas Vane despises places like Aurum. He is a creature of the dark, a hunter who thrives in the grit of the outer rim. But a contract is a contract. His client was a wealthy xenobiology collector named Lord Vorian. Vorian claimed that a rival had stolen a rare, non-sentient biological artifact, a progenitor chrysalis, and was selling it at the auction. Vane's job was simple: infiltrate the event, acquire the artifact before the gavel fell, and extract it. No blood. No noise. Just a transaction. Vane arrived on Aurum not in the battered Vesper, but in a rented luxury yacht. He did not wear his tattered wasteland cloak. He wore a tailored suit of ballistic weave, cut in the fashionable style of the core nobility. Over it he wore a heavy velvet cape lined with sensor-dampening mesh. But he did not remove his mask. On Aurum, eccentricity is a sign of wealth. His featureless obsidian mask was interpreted not as tactical gear, but as high fashion, a statement of extreme privacy. The auction hall was a towering spire of glass and gold. Vane moved through the crowd of towering alien diplomats and corporate warlords, a silent shadow amidst the glittering elite. He declined drinks, he spoke to no one. His HUD was scanning the room, mapping security details and exit routes. The auction began. Vane watched as priceless treasures were sold for the GDP of small planets. Finally, the auctioneer, a golden-skinned android, announced Lot 42, the progenitor chrysalis. A containment field rose from the center stage. Inside, suspended in a stasis gel, was not a statue or a fossil or a piece of ancient technology. It was a child. Vane froze. His bioscans zoomed in on the figure. It was a small, pale humanoid with delicate, translucent wings folded against its back, a species thought to have died out 10,000 years ago. It was alive, preserved in a timeless sleep. Vane's breath hitched inside his helmet. This was not an artifact. This was a sentient being. Lord Vorian had lied. He wasn't a collector, he was a trafficker. The bidding started at 50 million credits. In the private comms channel of his helmet, Vane heard Vorian's voice, frantic and greedy. Get it now, Vane. Before the price goes too high. Use the distraction protocol. Vane cut the comms. The contract was void. The code was broken. Silas Vane did not trade in flesh. Vane did not use the subtle distraction protocol. He reached under his velvet cape and pulled out a heavy-duty seismic charge. He didn't throw it, he simply dropped it on the polished marble floor. The explosion was designed for maximum structural disruption, not lethality. The shockwave shattered every pane of glass in the massive hall. The golden chandeliers crashed down. The elite crowd panicked, their silk robes tearing as they scrambled for the exits. In the chaos, Vane moved. He vaulted over the balcony railing, his velvet cape flaring like the wings of a dark angel. He landed on the stage next to the android auctioneer, who was still trying to restore order. Vane silenced the machine with a precise stun pulse to its central processor. Security droids rushed the stage, their weapons charged. Vane did not use lethal force, they were just machines doing a job. He used an EMP grenade, frying their circuits instantly. He reached the containment field. He didn't know how to safely release the child from stasis, so he didn't try. He grabbed the entire hovering containment unit, tethering it to his belt with a magnetic grapple. Vane ran through the shattered hall, dragging the floating chrysalis behind him. He was a blur of black against the gold and broken glass. He used stun batons and concussive blasts to clear a path through the private security forces of the crime lords. He wasn't fighting for a bounty anymore. He was fighting a rescue mission. He breached the upper levels and reached the luxury docking bay. He threw the containment unit into his rented yacht and blasted out of the atmosphere, leaving the glittering world of Aurum in chaos behind him. Once in deep space, Vane reopened the comms channel to Lord Vorian. Vane. Vorian screamed. Where are you? Did you get the artifact? I have the child, Vane said, his voice ice cold. Good. Excellent. Bring it to my private station immediately. Your bonus will be tripled. Vane looked at the small, sleeping figure in the stasis field. No, Vane said. The contract is terminated due to client deception. You didn't tell me it was alive. Vane, you cannot do this. I own you. I will put a bounty on your head so high that every hunter in the galaxy will be after you. Do it, Vane challenged. Send them. I could use the practice. Vane disconnected the call. He set a course not for Vorian Station, but for the Sanctuary of the Silent Sisters, an ancient order known for protecting the last survivors of dying races. He would drop the child there, anonymously, and disappear back into the dark. In his ledger, Vane marked the contract as void, moral breach. He lost millions of credits that day. He made powerful enemies on Orem. But as he watched the stars streak past his canopy, Silas Vane felt the weight lift from his shoulders. He was a hunter in the gray, but he knew where the line was drawn. And he would never cross it for gold. This has been Apex Sci-Fi. Some treasures are not meant to be sold. If you support Vane's decision to break the contract, hit that like button. The code comes first. Comment below. What would you do if you found out your job was actually a crime? Subscribe for the next hunt. Dust and Shadow. The Vesper is back in the dark. The hunt continues.